Hello, friend. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Abby, and I warmly welcome you to the Northern Caribbean island of Anguilla. This week, the Farmer's Almanac recommended cleaning out the garden, but no planting. So I opted to build a structure to run the roses onto, to fertilize the garden, and to continue observing if my homemade pest deterrent was working. This arbor is right now a dream come true. I mean, it's not filled in as yet, but the fact that it's going to be a possibility having a rose arch right here, how whimsical that would be. I'm just looking forward to when I could get these roses back in good health, as this plant right here, the one with the miniature roses, the cluster roses. I'm not sure what the names of any of these roses are, by the way. My mom planted them, they're here, and I am just working with what's here. So these cluster roses here, I'm just gonna try and train them up over this arch that I have here. I hope it lasts a year. You guys know I am not a builder. I am not very handy in that area. I'm just hoping that me doing this might give the guys some incentive to build something stronger so they can get an idea of what I really want to do. So hopefully this opened their eyes to my imagination. So this afternoon I am just focused, in fact the whole week I'm just focusing on feeding the garden. The fruit trees I had molded up around them and put some rabbit manure around them over a month ago, and so I want to do that again to keep them in good health, as well as I want to amend the pepper bed. The pepper beds have begun, the peppers have begun budding, and so now is the time I want to get them some, hit them with a bit of nitrogen, hit a bit of everything, the NPK, and mulch that bed, so that now as the plant grows, it's at the fruiting stage and it now has a boost of energy to go towards production. I didn't want to do it too early so that I didn't have a bunch of leaves and little fruit. So now that the plants are budding, now I'm going to hit them with that bit of feed, So I'm just going to give them some rabbit manure, but because rabbit manure takes a while to get to the plant, I'm going to also hit them with a bit of fish emulsion, which is more nitrogen. So I'm just going to give them a liquid feed to give them a boost until they can uptake the rabbit manure. So in the meantime, I'm going to be feeding the rose bushes with this rose and flower fertilizer. As you can tell, the nitrogen and the potassium, is it potassium? Yeah, the potassium, I think it is high, and that encourages flowering. So I'm just going to give the roses a bit of feed, as well as some of the few flower plants that I have. We have a hummingbird that started coming by, so I want to encourage it to keep coming by. So I have a bit of hibiscus, periwinkle roses to give this to, and then I'm going to get started with the manure. It's pretty late in the evening. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon here, the 12th of November, and I don't expect to get a lot done. School took a little longer today, and so I'm just going to focus on amending that pepper bed, most importantly mulching it with the leaves that came from this mimosa branches, and that will be it for the evening. Focusing on blending some paracetamol and lantana to spray on the vines. It seems to be working, guys. The worms that have been there have not been eaten as much. The plants still look great, so it means something is happening. I'm still in the observation stage. All right, let me get to work. anything eaten in here. Okay guys, so I'm noticing that the cabbages have more holes in them, and so I need to come here and see if I can find whatever little caterpillar is munching away at our goodies, to come and search for him or whatever it is. You can see that one is pretty eaten up. This one was chewed on. I don't see anything there. This one had a nibble on it, and there are a few down that way that have a bit of nibbles on them. So I'm going to look for this worm. Even though I am not happy with this worm situation, it's much better with the netting than without, because if I didn't have the netting at all, I would have no cabbages. I can guarantee you that. So I'm gonna put you back on the tripod, and I'm gonna search through this bed quickly and weed it as well, just a few weeds in here, and look for these worms that I know for sure are in here. See if I could find them somehow. Gardening, that's gardening for you guys. So I found one. So I wanted to show you that it's not the same worm. Hopefully you can see that there's not the same one. It's a darker one. The other one that is on the squashes has like a white line going through it, whereas this one doesn't have any white lines. It looks like it has a few yellow something, but it's a different worm. It's a darker worm. So I believe this one may be the army worm. Get off me, get off me, get off me. Oh no, I flick it too hard. Where did he go? Find him. Good morning guys, today is November the 13th, and today we are going to continue with the fertilization of the garden. I am just filling up that drum right now. It's about 10:30 in the morning. I'm just filling up that drum so that I can get the fish emulsion in it, so that we would water the garden with that fish emulsion this evening. So in the meantime, I'm just going to show you around the garden. I'm going to show you the cucumbers that I've been spraying with the paracetamol and lantana blend, just to show you, so you could observe with me how it is seemingly effective against the moths and those worms that chew away at our plants so quickly. So let's go observe together guys. As well, I have a bit of pigeon peas that I need to harvest. We want to harvest them at different stages. We're going to harvest them green as well as dried, and there are a couple pods there that need to be picked, so I want to try and pick out some of those and get going with the rest of the day. I'm supposed to be doing homeschool right now, but right now the kids, they need a break, so I'm gonna take them to the beach in a little bit, let them run and ramp and play, and hopefully later on this evening, when I tackle the problem areas that we were tackling this morning, they will be a little bit more open-minded towards it. That's the beauty of homeschooling, as well as the challenges of homeschooling. You have to come up with ways to keep your child's mind open. That's what the day is going to be about. Anyway, let me stop yakking. Let's go over here and let me show you what's happening with the cucumber patch over here. Oh, before I go there, let me show you the new cucumber patch that I started on this side. All right, so I did a new cucumber patch. Look at this, guys. This watermelon patch is looking so healthy. We are eagerly anticipating new watermelons, or watermelons developing in here soon. They're flowering, so we're looking forward to it. But this is the new cucumber patch. I'm going to angle you in a way that you can see properly. This is the new cucumber patch that we started here on this side. You can see it's close to the leafy greens. And that week that I did not come out, let me get my mic cord out of the way. Right, that week that we did not come out and spray the plants, they had some worms that began tackling these as well. These have some damage from when the yard was being weed eat or mowed. You know, when it's with the rocket, all the stones and stuff flying like missiles. Some of that is that as well. So if you look down inside here, this is where the worms seem to like to attack first. Look at that, guy. Nothing is in this one. And I've been spraying every evening. I've been spraying every evening for the whole week. We have nothing developing in there. So you can see, oh my, you're not seeing anything. Let me go again. So you can see down in here has no worms. Let's go on to the next one. All of them are worm free. This is where I look foremost, because the other leaves I came through and I hand picked the ones that were there. Yeah, I can see one white fly there. So you can see the ones that were here, guys, they just look lethargic. They had no spunk to them, as if, you know, they were feeling sick and they weren't eating. So I'm not sure if the paracetamol, mostly because I was doing the paracetamol alone at first, if its chemical components is having an adverse reaction. Look, we find our first worm there, guys. So when you touch it, you know, usually they wiggle and they drop off with a web on them. Look, this one barely moving. Look at him. They're barely moving. They're lethargic. They're not moving with any spunk to them. I'm sorry about my camera. Let me see if I can zoom out. So look, so you see, like this one here. Can you see that one there? You can see that one there. He looks like he has a bit more spunk to him. See, they usually move with a bit more spunk. Yeah, so we found two worms on that one. We found two worms on those, and one of the worms was sickly, wasn't moving much. The other one had a bit more spunk to it. But as you can see, even though for his size that he was on the plant, he was not eating. There was no chew marks around the top of any of the cucumber plants. So I'm still observing, guys. If you want to observe it firsthand as well, if you're having a worm issue right now, Stacy from Gardening with Stacy in Jamaica, she said that in Jamaica they call it Panadol there. Panadol, paracetamol, they're both painkillers. My mind is on the pharmaceuticals. They're both the same, kind of the same thing. So if in your part of the world you call it Panadol, you can blend it in some water and spray in the evening. Of course, if it rains, you got to do it over. So spray in the evening when those moths come out to lay. I've noticed that when it's on the plants in the evening, the moths are not landing on the plant. As fast as they land is as fast as they jump off. So it's repelling them, so to speak. So I think the paracetamol and the Panadol will be better used as a deterrent rather than a treat for the worms. So you want to put it on before the worms get onto the vine. Observation stage. Observation stage. All right, guys. So we are by the new cucumber patch. Well, the older cucumber patch. These are the newer chipper. This chipper. Yeah, this is chipper, pickling cucumber, and these were being chewed up. You can see the week that I didn't come out, they started getting chewed up, as well as I had forgotten the net open one night, and that was it. It was just worms from then on, and so I decided to take off the netting. I decided to take it off and try to find a way to deal with the worms. So I sprayed with the paracetamol, and this is the week. So we're going to start from where the leaves were damaged. So these were where the leaves were damaged, and the moths tend to use the newer leaves. So you can see how the newer leaves are pretty much untouched. So you can see guys, those worms there. I hope you can see that. I'm trying my best. You can see those two little worms there. They have no spunk to them. Can you see them? Those two little worms there. So they're not developing. They're not able to eat. It's seemingly that they're not able to eat the leaves with that Panadol or paracetamol blend on there. So look again here. I want you to observe with me, guys. You see that? Those two little worms there. These worms tend to have a bit more spunk. It's not moving. I think we're on to something here. So look, another set of baby worms are in here. We're looking for organic ways to deal with these bothersome creatures. So look, so there's a bunch of them in there. I'm going to leave it. This is on the chipper. You can see him there moving. I hope you can see him moving there. I'm going to leave them, and I'm going to spray tonight. And we're going to come back and we're going to observe tomorrow these, like if they start eating the leaves or what. Yeah? So I'm going to leave that. And we're going to observe together, because I'm not too worried about it, because I've been seeing over and over. Look, the rain fell last night and this morning, and now you can see a couple moths in there. I'm not too worried about it, because these have been uncovered now for a week and a half, and these would have been all gone without any intervention. All of these would have been completely obliterated. So the leaf is folded here. Nothing in there. See? So the scent, I think the scent of the paracetamol is doing something. Something is happening. Something is making them unable to eat. Usually they tackle the new leaves of the cucumber. But anyway, guys, you can or you cannot take my word for it, but I'm telling you, I'm seeing something happening. I'm seeing a slowing. Usually all of these leaves will be, these are what they're coming after. They're coming after the new shoots. And with the spraying, look at them. All these that are exposed are usually eaten up. They're usually eaten up, guys. So I'm still observing, and we're gonna figure it out together. Look, honeybees. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. There are a couple cucumbers growing in here. Let me show you them. I'm so focused on the worm. Let me show you the bounty that's going on in here. A couple of cucumbers. You can see them. Cucumbers, more is on that side. But the plant is doing pretty good, guys. So the worms started eating these new sheets, when these new leaves. But since spraying, we are back again at the tippity tops. As I said, I'm focusing and saturating these when I'm spraying, so that we could tackle those worms together. So again, what I am using is the paracetamol and the lantana, and I'm just blending it with water, putting it in the spray bottle and spraying it fresh. I'm not putting it to sit, I'm not putting it to ferment. I'm just blending it and fresh and spraying the plant within 10 minutes of blending it onto the plant. And I'm seeing a slowing of the damage that these worms do to the vining crop. Now let's go over to the cantaloupe, where it was a hot mess over there. Let's go over there and let me show you how it's looking. Over here is the cantaloupe patch. The bees are all busy. The bees and the wasps are all busy right now, so I'm gonna move gingerly over here. And we have cantaloupes coming, but the worms, you can see the worms when they were in the smaller stage burrowed into this one, and I'm not seeing the worm. I don't know where he is. Oh, look, it's there, right there. See? Yeah, the worms are there tackling the fruit as well. This is the Hearts of Gold cantaloupe. So this is how the plant was looking. You can see how tattered it's looking. All of them tattered. And these are the new shoots. We're down to the tippity. You can see. That's why I say we are still in the observation stage. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to show you where I'm seeing it's working, where I'm not. I also noticed on this patch we have that beetle. I did a short about that beetle. I don't know what type of beetle it is. It's a gray and black beetle, and that also eats the foliage, and I don't know what it is. So you can see how tattered this one is. So we're going to give this some time, and we're going to see if it bounces back and start looking lush again, because these are pretty torn up. I'm not seeing any worm on the foliage at the moment. I saw that one on the fruit just now, and you can see camouflage himself pretty good in there. The watermelon, he is pretty good. He hasn't been attacked so much. They're more focused on the cantaloupe. So I come now, you see a next pest right there. That's a locust. So got away. So the locusts are out here chewing it. So this plant is under attack by many things. So I'm just going to keep coming out and see if this plant can recover somewhat. So I want to show you it at this stage, and we're going to see together if it comes out of this terrible state that it's in. It's being attacked. This is what the cucumbers would have looked like, guys, without me doing anything. I'm not seeing any worm on these right now. I'm not seeing any worm on them. Yes, look, I see one there. See, he has spunk on him. He has a lot of spunk on him. So I'm seeing it working for the cucumber. I'm not seeing it working for the cantaloupe at the moment. But I'm going to keep spraying it. And we are going to, look, nice size worm right there. Look. You see that? Can you see that? Nice size one there. I'm going to kill that one though. Ugh, disgusting. Disgusting. Look, all the cantaloupes that are coming. The worms are in there eating the cantaloupes. At least we got one in there. We got one developing in there. That one doesn't have any bug damage. The white moth. I think I might go and blend some now. I'm going to blend some of that Panadol now and come and spray the plants now because it rained. And let me try and put back a layer of protection on these plants because these moths and butterflies are pretty busy right now. I'm going to go and blend some, and I'm going to spray out some now before I head out to take the kids on the beach. Let me find a cool spot, right? Let me find a cool spot to retreat. So I'm going to, before we leave, I'm going to blend some paracetamol and lantana, and I'm going to come out and spray these plants because it rained last night. It rained this morning, and so they're on these plants again. And I'm going to spray it with that, head to the beach, and you'll see what goes on from there. Hopefully you appreciate me bring you along with this observation stage. At first I was just going to observe by myself, but then I said, you know what, you guys would appreciate watching it closely with me. Just let me know in the comment section if you like the fact that I'm doing that. Let me know if the idea is plausible or if I'm wasting time. But honestly guys, I take things matter of facto. As a matter of fact, if it's work, it's work. If it's not, it's not. If it's in between, it's in between. Right now, it's in between because the cantaloupe is struggling, the cucumbers are not. The two patches of cucumbers are not. The cantaloupe, but hey, the cantaloupe, let's be fair. The cantaloupe has every pest. The cucumber only has the worm. The cantaloupe is having that black beetle, the locust, as well as the worm. So let's give it a 75% effective stage at this time. We're going to keep working at it. I think we have some orange peel in the fridge that we blended after peeling the orange. We just blended it and put it in a jar, and we have it in the fridge. I think I'm going to add orange peel water to my paracetamol for the cantaloupe. So I'm going to mix something separate for the cantaloupe. So it'll be lantana, paracetamol, and the orange pea water for the cantaloupe. Maybe the oils from the citrus might keep the locust or something away. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go inside and do that, as well as let me show you guys what I was up to yesterday evening. I got the sweet peppers manured or fertilized, and I mulched it with some leaves from some trees that I cut down. So let me just quickly show it to you. Okay guys, so these are the sweet peppers. So they are now starting to show first signs of blooms, and so I fertilized them yesterday with rabbit manure. This evening I'll be fertilizing them with the fish emulsion. I fertilize in the evening because that's the time the plants uptake nutrients. Let's zoom out a bit. This is where they take up nutrients, is in the middle of the day, and so they have that normal midday wilting, and they will bounce back up when it cools down around 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. But I use the mimosa leaves to cover the soil around them so that we could start retaining the moisture. I ran out of some from here, so I'm going to have to look for another material to put on that end to mulch on this end. But just to come a little closer without mashing the cucumbers here, you can see where I placed the rabbit manure around the sweet peppers. You can see here my sweet basil is being attacked. It's being attacked by I don't know what. Looks like aphids, a bunch of aphids. Anyway guys, let me go and turn off that water, and this evening I'm going to put that fish emulsion in that drum. I probably will pick you guys back up tomorrow and continue the garden process from then. This evening all I'm doing is doing the fish emulsion on the outside, and that's it. All right, so see you guys tomorrow. You happy?
This is my first time going into a tree.
Underneath the tree is nice and shady, huh? Ooh, look, look, look.
Stop moving! I want to check how the water is.
You see if it cold. Come to you, let me buckle up your life jacket. Ooh, that's a big one. Hi guys, it is November the 15th and we are out here to give you a quick sneak peek at the cucumber vine that we were looking at on Thursday. I sprayed last night. I got home late last night from running errands, and so I sprayed last night, and we're just gonna look together. I sprayed a little bit just now, and then I remember, oh, I need to give you guys an update. So let's look at the cucumber vine. So guys, this is the cucumber vine. Yesterday I did not feel like straining, so I just came up with a bowl and I just dunked the tips of the cucumber. So all of this that you're seeing is not aphids, but actually the remnants of the paracetamol. And to be honest, I am still seeing worms here. I'm still seeing worms here, but as I always keep in mind that with organic gardening, you're not going to get instant gratification. You're not going to get instant gratification. So I'm going to keep going, guys. I want you to look at the cucumber plant. Just look at it. They have leaves. And let me run over quickly. Let me pause this video now. We're going to run over quickly and look at the cantaloupe. And now we're at the cantaloupe. Look at the cantaloupes, guys. The cantaloupes. Let me get my mic cord out of the way. The cantaloupes are a hot mess. My point is the cucumbers, I firmly believe that if it wasn't working for the cucumbers will look like these cantaloupes. Yes, I mentioned on Thursday that these cantaloupes have more pests. I'm seeing the locusts, that black beetle along with the worms over here. Over there, I'm just seeing the worms. But the worms themselves even are not able to eat the cucumber plants over there. So my observation is that it's somewhat working. Somewhat working. Is it working 100%? No, it's not working 100%. It is not killing the worms, but it's doing something. It's interfering with the eating pattern. And so I'm going to keep this up at least for a month. I think a month is a good amount of time. What you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. I think a month of doing this for these vines to see how they come out of this is a good time frame. So I'm gonna leave this video here, guys. I'm gonna get back to spraying the garden over there. I'm gonna get to since I'm over here, I'm just gonna spray these cantaloupes. And to be honest with you guys, I am excited for next week because our first bumper crop is coming in next week, and I am so happy. I can't wait to share it with you. It's going to be, of course, throughout the week. I can't do it all. There's so many things on my plate. My fork can't stick into it all. So throughout the week, we're going to be harvesting, and I'm going to show you the bumper crop that I am expecting to get next week. Until then, hang tight, my loves. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you really appreciated me taking you along with my observation period. There wasn't much for me to do this week because this is a no planting week. And so at least we can learn something together. Learn something together because I don't know it all. And so experimenting is the way to go. I am no longer buying chemicals in the garden store, so I'm going to have to find a natural help because these pests are on cloud 9. Thanks for joining me, guys. See you in the next one. Bye bye. Save your tears for another day. Yeah.